It's time for a new tool. Now, the one I want to show you today is this guy. Now, it's a very simple tool. It's basically a jig to allow you to make 90-degree angles on plastic card, or in fact any kind of materials that you're trying to make a 90-degree angle with. As you can see from the back of the box, there's a couple of limitations with this one. It's only will take 1mm and 0.5mm materials, so bear that in mind if you're thinking this might be for you. Right, so let's get out of the box and I'll show you exactly how it actually works in practice. Put that there. Interesting packaging, this one. Not seen this kind of packaging before. It's not actually in a box per se. It's sort of sandwiched in between two pieces of well, it looks like cling film, if I'm honest. That's what I'm assuming. This packaging is probably for jewellery, that kind of thing. But it's very, very interesting way they present this. Never seen that before. Now let me just get out of the box, and what you do is you find the edge which says push on it, and you push to open the actual packaging itself. You put all the components on the bench there. Right, now what you get in the box is three different things. Let me just show you the actual jig itself in my hand. You can see, tiny little thing, really, really small. Not going to find a problem having finding a space for this on your bench, clearly, but that's how small it is. Let me show you sort of towards the camera as well. As you can see, so it's all metal construction as well. I'm not sure what it's made out of. I think it's some kind of alloy, which they've made this guy out of. But very robust. This isn't plastic. It's a very very well made and well machined piece of whatever it is. But as you can see, it's basically a jig. If I rotate it that way and show you, so let me just show you in my hand there, and I'll point. So as you can see, it's got two grooves at the top and on the side there, and so the smaller groove is obviously the 0.5, and then the 1mm, and then exactly the same on the edge there, and you get a sort of meeting point there. That's how you create the 90-degree angle. Let me show you that in a second. Also in the box you get this split ring. I'm assuming that goes through the hole so you can hang it up somewhere, which is up to you how you store the guy. I think that may be useful, or it may end up in your box for something else. And they also give you a magnet, which I don't really understand, because I assumed the magnet would go into that hole you probably noticed on the edge there, and then you can just attach this to the back of your bench, if you've got some kind of magnetic storage system. But the magnet's too small, which is a bit weird. It just goes straight through. So I have no clue what that magnet's for, or they've put the wrong size magnet in. Anyway, doesn't detract from the actual usefulness of this device. I wanted to show you this one and get this one on the store, because there's a couple of other things which I've got on the store which should do something similar. Particularly the new U-Star angle positioning jig, which is also about. I'll link to the description if you haven't seen that video yet. Go and check that out as well, and it'll probably be on the end of this video so you don't forget. But that's kind of for anyone that wants to do lots of different angles. Now, if you need to make, say, lots, I dropped it. If you want to make lots of boxes, for instance, which I was doing the other day, 90-degree angles, of course, is what you're after, and this guy could absolutely do that for you. So, let me get a couple of pieces of plastic card. These are about 1mm or all thereabouts. So it goes into the jig like that, and you put the other on the piece, obviously at a 90-degree angle there, and it just gives you something to use as a guide. Yeah. So let me just take my hands away, and then you can see how the jig keeps the card in place while you apply the glue. Of course, hasn't got to be a plastic card. It can be any material you're trying to glue together at a 90-degree angle. That's the key. And as I said, you get a couple of grooves in there for as a guide. 1mm, 0.5. They've decided on those two, probably because that tends to be most of the sizes of particularly card, which we tend to use for most of our scratch building. But that's literally how simple the device is. It's yeah, it's a little jig which just helps you to create those 90-degree angles, which you may need to do for scratch building, particularly if you're trying to do make lots and lots of boxes or anything with 90-degree angles in it. Of course, you could also use this to stick any kind of part together if you feel this jig could help you to do that. You know, I guess the application again is down to you guys, whatever you think this could be absolutely useful for. It's obvious for things like sticking card together, but you may find, yeah, I have an application for that, and this guy will absolutely do it. Do that for me. So that's the 90-degree angle jig, I think I'm calling it, on the store. That's available right now. Could be transformative, I suppose, in some respects. It could absolutely be something that could transform how you make your models. As always, any questions, any queries, do come back to me, and of course, keep on modeling.